Mastering the salad pasta station is important to our successful operation. Today, we are going to highlight the requirements for the following: handling ready-to-eat foods, organizational skills, technical skills, and workflow procedures necessary to be proficient. You will need to master these requirements in order to make the fresh quality product that Flippers demands at the salad pasta station. Handling ready-to-eat foods. Food safety always comes first when making a quality product. This station requires you to first wash your hands and then to wear gloves. Be sure to always review the handling ready-to-eat food sign at the hand washing stations and always follow the procedure to the letter. No exceptions. Organizational skills and procedures. Working at the salad pasta station requires you to be able to identify what to make and what order to make it in. This is done by organizing the tickets. Pull tickets from printer as soon as they print. Place them on the ticket rack in left to right order to keep the sequence in which they arrived. Be sure to identify any tickets that have appetizers and always make them first. Moving on to technical skills. For technical skills, we will demonstrate the basics of using a chef knife effectively and safely. Let's start with gripping the knife. The blade grip is the preferred grip. The thumb and index finger rests in front of the bolster directly on the blade. This grip offers better control and balance. Next is the claw. The claw enables you to slice and chop quickly, utilizing your fingers as a guide. When starting to cut food, always place the item in a stable position, preferably with a cut surface flat against the cutting board. Guide the knife blade against the food with the free hand, protecting fingertips by creating a claw or by curling your knuckles inwards. How to cut food properly and safely. There are 4 basic cuts every cook should know: the slice, the chop, the back slice, and the rock chop. The slice. It's used for slicing large vegetables, meats, or rough slicing herbs. Hold the food steady with your free hand, utilizing the claw technique. Hold the tip of the blade against the cutting board with the knife angled upwards. Pull the knife backwards slightly until the blade slices the food. Continue by pressing downwards and forwards, using the full length of the blade to slice through the food. The chop. The chop is used for cutting various degrees of chopped vegetables. Hold the tip of the blade against the cutting board with the knife angled upwards. With the tip of the blade in constant contact with the cutting board, continue by pressing downwards and forwards, using the full length of the blade. Depending on the size of the dice will determine the next steps. Mince is very small, small dice is the standard size for chop, then medium chop and large chop. The back slice. It's used for creating fine slices of small, delicate items, such as herbs. First, stack leaves and roll them into a tight bundle. Place the tip of the blade against the cutting board with the flat of the blade resting against the knuckles. Hold the knife at a very low angle and pull backward steadily. Continue pulling backward until the tip of the blade slices completely through the food. Note, there is no downward motion at all. Last is the rock chop. It's used for finely mincing fresh herbs, zest, or other aromatics. Roughly chop ingredients using the slice or the chop and then gather in a small pile. Place the tip of the knife on one side of the pile and hold it steady with the free hand. Rock the knife up and down until finely minced. Now that we know how to handle ready-to-eat foods and how to effectively and safely use a chef knife, let's move on to making Flippers' delicious salads and pastas. Today, we are making a Greek chopped salad. All ingredients are weighed for quality and consistency. Please refer to salad and pasta guidelines for individual product specifications. To start, make sure the produce is fresh and then start chopping. Lettuce, the cut size is 1 inch by 1 inch. Tomato slices are quartered using 2 cuts. Onion slices are quartered also using 2 cuts. Artichoke hearts apply a medium chop. Kalamata olives are sliced lengthwise to make sure there are no pits. Meats are 1 inch squares or medium chop.
Now we're going to be adding our finishers. Do our croutons, our feta cheese, and our oregano. All of our salads are chopped and assembled the same way, except for our side tossed salad. For dine-in, we place all the vegetables in the bin and shake it with the dressing. For to-go, dressing's on the side. For dine-in and to-go, finishers are always last.
Let's move on to making pasta dishes. Today, we will quickly walk through our marinara romano with meatballs and our Alfredo Asiago. For all pastas, the ingredients are accurately weighed on a scale during the assembly sequence. Start by greasing the pan with pan spray. Then you add 7 ounces of penne pasta for any dish. The next step is to add ingredients appropriate to the dish you're working on. For meatballs, split them in half and place them on the outer ring of the pan. Next, add the sauce, being sure to cover all of the pasta in the pan. Now, take a look at saucing the Alfredo dish. Again, be sure to cover all of the pasta in the pan. Finally, add the appropriate amount of cheese or cheeses for the dish, get the side bread, and it is now ready to cook. Another responsibility of the salad pasta station is finishing sandwiches. Let's take a quick look. When the fresh-baked sandwich arrives, first fold it over to get the meat to one side. Next, add appropriate vegetables. Wrap it. Slice it. And plate it or place it in a to-go container. The final and very important topic to cover is timing and communication. By timing, we're referring to when we fire or start each item on each ticket. We can tell when to fire an item first by checking the cost center. If the ticket is for delivery, carryout, or pickup, this signifies to fire immediately all items on the ticket from start to finish. This is possible because the items are packaged to retain heat. For dine-in, you will wait for the oven tender to call out for that particular ticket. While you're waiting, set up the items. Setup is when the items are completed with the exception of heating in the oven or adding salad dressing. Place the item on deck once the expediter calls for the ticket number. Once these steps have been completed, we turn the ticket sideways to show the ticket has been started. This process ensures when the oven tender calls a ticket number, the products will reach our guests promptly and hot. Good communication goes hand in hand with timing. Communication is referring to when the oven tender calls out the ticket number for the dine-in checks to be fired. The ticket number is called in order to prevent mistakes of item modifications. We want team members to read the ticket completely before making any items. It is your responsibility to make the items correctly. The oven tender will call for the ticket to be fired once the ticket is moved from the pizza station to the expo rack. During busy times, when another team member comes to assist, work on separate checks when possible. In conclusion, always clean as you go. Refer to your setup, closing, and breakdown list, and make sure your station is stocked. To review what we covered today, we started with handling ready-to-eat foods, organizing tickets, technical or knife skills, making the salads and pastas, finishing sandwiches, timing and communication, clean as you go, setup, and breakdown. That concludes today's video. Thanks for watching and learning. Flipper's Pizzeria. Pizza, passion, perfection.